Welcome to Mostly AI. I'm Derek Kane. A quick note, outside of my role as host, this podcast is entirely AI generated. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the show. If you work anywhere near AI right now, you've probably felt this week's news land with a little more weight than usual.
Oh, I felt it. My inbox exploded. Everyone's talking about Claude Opus 5.
Exactly. Anthropic released it on July 24th, just yesterday as we're recording this. And I think the headline everyone's repeating is near frontier intelligence at half the price. But I want to slow down on that because the real story is bigger than a tagline.
Right, because half the price sounds like a sale. This is not a sale.
No. This is Anthropic closing a gap with its own flagship model. Opus 5 is the fifth generation of their deep reasoning tier, the Opus line, and it's the first one to really close in on Fable 5, their top-of-the-line model, on real-world work benchmarks.
Okay, give me the numbers, because I know you have them.
I do. On Frontier Bench v0.1, that's agentic terminal coding, so an AI actually operating a command line to get a task done, Opus 5 scored 43.3%. The previous Opus generation was around 21%.
Wait, that's basically double.
Basically double. And Fable 5, the model it's supposedly a notch below, Fable 5 scored 33.7% on that same test.
So the lesser model actually beat the flagship on that one.
On that one, yes. And it's not alone. On GDPval-AA v2, which measures knowledge work, the stuff lawyers and consultants and analysts actually do all day, Opus 5 hit 1,861 ELO. Fable 5 sits at 1,747.
So for document-heavy, everyday professional work, the cheaper model is now ahead.
Ahead. And here's the part that actually changes strategy for a lot of teams, the price. Opus 5 holds at $5 per million input tokens, 25 per million output. That's unchanged from the previous Opus generation. Fable 5 is 10 and 50.
So it's exactly half.
Exactly half. And that's the pattern I want listeners to really sit with. The cost curve for frontier-grade reasoning just bent downward, while the capability curve kept climbing. Those two lines aren't supposed to move in the same direction.
It's kind of the opposite of what people expect from cutting edge, right? Usually the newest, smartest thing costs more, not the same or less.
Right. And I think that's actually the industry-level impact here, not the benchmark chart, but what it implies. If frontier reasoning keeps getting cheaper to reach, that changes the build versus buy calculation for a coding agent, for a legal review pipeline, for anything long context.
Well, and there's a practical layer too. Opus 5 ships with an effort toggle, low, medium, high, so teams can dial reasoning depth up or down depending on the task. You don't need full frontier reasoning to summarize an email.
Exactly, and that matters for adoption. A lot of teams didn't switch to frontier models before because the cost didn't make sense for lightweight tasks. Now you can flex it.
I do want to be fair though. Opus 5 isn't ahead everywhere. Fable 5 still holds the edge on the longest, most complex multi-day autonomous projects, and on some specialized health and legal tasks. And notably, Fable 5 still leads on cybersecurity benchmarks. Anthropic's put stronger guardrails on Opus 5 there deliberately.
Good point. This isn't Opus 5 replaces everything. It's Opus 5 changes what's affordable to run every day.
Which honestly might be the more important story for most businesses than a benchmark chart ever could be.
If there's one thing to take away from this episode, it's this. The frontier of AI didn't just get smarter this week. It got closer to more teams, more budgets, more everyday work. That's the shift.
The gap closed, and it closed downward toward the rest of us.
Well said. If you want the deeper breakdown, the full benchmark table, the pricing tiers, what it means for your own workflow, we've put it all together at the link in the show notes.
Head to cleardataai.ai/go/opus5_impact/YouTube.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Mostly AI, a podcast built with AI-generated content, production, and audio elements. Thanks for being here. Until next time.